This is a summary of how shopping lists integrate with budgets in FitFin, which allows me to know what I'm going to spend and check it against my budget before I shop. This is the budget overview page, which summarizes all of my individual budgets in one spot. And you can see by the green, yellow, and red spending bars how I'm doing in each individual budget for the month. This overview is designed to let the user know their status in just seconds. At the bottom of every page on the mobile version of FitFin, there are two buttons, a list button and an add expense. If I click on my list button, it takes me to a page that has all of the different lists that I've created in FitFin. I'm going to click on my Costco list. And we see now that all of my items are inactive, and we also see that my expected spend is $0 right now. But you can see if I were to buy every item on this list, it would be $438.18. I'm going to activate one item, and we'll see what that does to the total. $14.89 is what I would spend for 14D batteries at Costco, based on my purchase history. If I select a few more items, go back up to the top. Now it's telling me for these 4 items, I'm going to spend $74.46. And right below that amount, there's a check budgets link. I'm going to click on that. And what it's going to do is it's going to take me to my budgets overview page again. So I'm going to go down to whatever budget my Costco list would normally come out of. In this case, it's going to be my groceries. And I can see that so far for the month, I've spent $400 out of an $800 budget. So knowing that I have a $75 list, I feel pretty good about going to the store. I'm going to scroll back up to the top and click on back to list and get back to my Costco list. Now with the phone in my hand, this literally becomes my shopping list while I'm at the store. So I'll start checking items off as I put them in my cart. And then once I've bought everything and I have my receipt in my hand, in the lower right hand corner, I'm going to hit on add expense. Now I can add an expense for anything. I don't have to have a list, but I can always add an expense. So at this point, when I have my receipt, I hit add expense and I start creating my expense. And you saw it was a memorized field, so once I typed C, Costco came up. I'm going to say it was an $80 expense. This is where I could take a picture of my receipt and attach it to an expense. You don't have to do that, but it is a nice feature. The date will always default to the current date, but I can always override it by typing, or there's a calendar pop-up that I can use to select the date as well. And then I select what budget I want it to come out of. In this case, it's going to be my grocery budget. And I can categorize my expenses. I don't typically do that with a grocery expense, but if I had a vacation budget and I wanted to differentiate expenses for dining, fuel, lodging, and all different kinds of expenses, I could do that just for another level of granularity. The nice thing is that even though category is a required field, uncategorized will always be the default, so you can always skip over the category. I can also split an expense. So if I go to Costco and I buy groceries, clothing, and a new TV, I can split that expense into different budgets. I'll hit save, and it's going to save this expense for me. Then what I can do is go back to my budgets overview page, and we'll see that my grocery budget has been updated by $80. And why this is important is because the next time I go to create a shopping list, it's going to tally up that list for me, and I'll check it again against this updated version of my budget. So it's proactive and it's real-time budgeting, and it really helps you with your day-to-day expenses. And that's how FitFin differentiates itself from the competition, because we take your budget and we integrate it into daily activities.